who may lack a credit history, but can serve others by providing a needed service. Please welcome Patricia Avalos with her presentation, It Takes Money to Make Money.
She is a Palestinian and a refugee. Not only is she a refugee, but she is a successful businesswoman. Here she is with her goat. She raises goats for their meat as well as their dairy milk. And this couldn't have happened without the support of micro lenders through Kiva International. Fellow Toastmasters, today, individuals from all parts of the world have access to credit. In the past, they hadn't in many developing countries, and this is explained by Peruvian economist Hernando de Soto, who said that there was untapped potential in a lot of developing countries, but they just couldn't get access to any credit because they had no credit history. And the problem lies in private property rights. Now, private property rights are secure here in developed countries. What that means is if you are a property owner, you have the right to use, obtain, and sell something that you own. And here in particular, if you have a mortgage, you can use it to get a second mortgage, you can open a business, or you can even send a child to college. And that doesn't exist in very many developing countries because while there are many poor who do have homes, their homes aren't legally recognized, and that those homes could be used as capital. Now, there's this large disparity between the landed rich, whose rights are recognized, and the poor. Now, the poor, they have houses, and they can basically, they can use them as collateral, but do not because their rights aren't recognized. But Hernando de Soto explains in his book called The Mystery of Capital, he says that he compares a developing country to the California Gold Rush. So in the 1849, immigrants from all parts of the world, China, Japan, basically had staked claims in many mines. There is, for example, Negro Bar, that was a mine, Iowa Hill, even Coloma. Those were originally federal lands. And those miners, through mutual understanding, knew who owned what. And it was only over time the federal government allowed these miners to purchase that land. Only then it was legally recognized. And then they could use it as a credit, as capital. Now in developing countries, again, there is the landed rich and the poor, and the landed rich have recognized property rights. And it's very typical to meet an immigrant here in the U.S. who is a landowner in their motherland. For example, my father's side of the family, but not my father himself, they were owners of a sugar plantation, and they were also the sole electric providers to their village. I also worked with a Kenyan economist who provided groceries through grocery stores and owned a poultry farm and sold that to the people in Kenya. So again, it's pretty common that the wealthy have their rights recognized and they have enough money to go here to immigrate to the U.S. But you may ask, so how can we help those in poverty? Well, the answer is through microcredit, also known as microloans, and this was pioneered by Mohammed Yunus. He's a Bangladeshi economist, and he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He studied in Chittagong and was also a Fulbright scholar at Vanderbilt in Tennessee. And the reason why he earned the Nobel Peace Prize was that he saw poverty as a threat. And he states and live happily ever after. You can't. Poor people will not let you sleep peacefully because they are in a desperate situation. When you are desperate, you disturb the peace. When a country is desperately poor and the next door neighbor is very rich, I don't think these desperately poor people in this country will just sit there and respect your prosperity and don't do anything. He also says that poverty is just a breeding ground for terrorism. Now, there are very many ISIS recruits. Just through a flash of cash, people will join ISIS. And this is also happening in the Philippines, which is very horrible. People will commit violent acts just to be paid money and to survive. Eunice also says that we should help the poor, those in poverty, to help them explore their capabilities. There's so much more that they can offer. He saw that banks only offered credit to the rich, so he gave to the poor. He saw that banks only gave to men, he gave to women. So the absence of poverty removes any sort of terrorism. And through Kiva, you can decide which country you can lend to and which entrepreneur or what service you want to lend to as well. And what I like about it, it isn't a donation, it's not a charitable contribution, it is a loan. It puts the onus on the borrower, gives them the responsibility to pay back that loan. The default rate of Kiva borrowers is less than 2%. That is much less than the U.S.'s default mortgage lending rate, which is 5%. And in 2009, it was as high as 10%. Kiva, again, is really great. You can support things and services such as internet cafes, that's what I do, transportation services, clean water services. And I primarily support transportation because in this global economy, to get one good to another area, you need transportation. So this is just one of many ways to try to